So my people, we are finally at the part we anticipated, Asaba. So let's go as we cross this bridge. Follow me, let's cross this. Also, as you can see, by the flourish in swampy areas, I don't know if I'm like, this is part of the natural aspect of. So looking at this place now, we have Onitsha. Why looking at this side, we can see this is Asaba. So good morning viewers, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. So today we've come to explore another part of Anambra state that have an historical background both in the politics and in the geographical location of the southeast. So join me as we take us on a tour on the second Niger Bridge, which to me is one of the biggest federal government projects that have been done in Anambra state. So let's go. From this point, we can see the scenery of the beautiful landscapes in Onicha, about local government. We can see how well the settlement are dispersed, beautiful buildings, how development is spreading across this location. So let's continue on this our tour. You can see how beautifully painted and constructed this road is, and I will say kudos to Julius Berger for doing a beautiful work. From here we can see the beautiful landscape of this part of Onitsha. So the view we get from this side is amazing, and I'm very wowed by the construction, the level of work, the level of details done on this bridge, the street lighting, the space, and every details that was carried out in this bridge construction. The federal government actually did a lot for this construction, even installing CCTV cameras. You can only imagine if these cameras are still functional, but this is one of the best projects ever done in the southeast, and it's something to commend on for the administration who carried this project out. So this is the part of this bridge that leads to Asaba in Delta State. So when you are driving to this or driving along this place, everything that is in your mind is speed, 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 because this is a pure expressway. No hold up, no any form of barricade. You are just aiming for your destination, which is Asaba in Delta State. So you can just see how beautiful, how wide this road is looking. So you can see how everyone on this road is speeding, because this is an expressway and speeding is allowed. You can see how they are enjoying the ample space on this road. And this is what Nigeria needs, good roads like this. I must say kudos to the federal government for giving us something like this in the southeast. And we need more of such, because we are also entitled to this. You can see here that majorly vehicles plying this road are heavy-duty trucks, which are carrying goods, interstate goods, from one state to another. And you can see as they are going on with ease, without any form of hitch, which is why we need good roads in Nigeria. So something like this is what we need across every state in Nigeria, so as transportation will be easy. So I don't understand why this person is taking one way. This is part of the problems we have in Nigeria. So these are acres of lands here, and I think most of these lands are not cultivated on, which I asked, what is the Southeasterners doing concerning agriculture? If this place were to be in the north, all these acres of land must have been planted with one cash crop or the other. You see them planting rice, groundnut, pepper, and which make we in the southeast depending solely on these people for agriculture. Just look at this vast portion of land. All you can see here is just maize that have been planted. I think we should do better. I know there's some crops also planted, but I'm not actually observing them with this ample, huge mass land wasting. So we, the Southerners, should do a lot concerning agriculture, so it will reduce our sole dependence on the Northerners for cash crops and agricultural produce in Nigeria. So I think one of the major reasons why a lot of cash crops aren't planted here is because the lands here are kind of swampy, as observed in this video so far. So notwithstanding, but I think a lot of some cash crop also flourish in swampy areas. I don't know if I'm wrong. Someone I stand to be corrected, but I know most times rice is cultivated in swampy areas. So in that case, why not the citizens or the residents of this place or the farmers in these areas utilize the swampiness of this area to also cultivate such crops like rice or all those cash crops that flourish in swampy areas. But also, I'm not an agriculturist, I will not know better. But I think majority of this land are just lying empty without proper utilization of this land. Something that we will not see in places like the northern part of Nigeria. So I don't know. You can see how beautiful the city of Onitsha look from this view. Standing on the second Niger bridge, you can see the beautifully furnished story buildings all clustered around this beautiful city. To show you that Onitsha is a beautiful city, all Onitsha just needs is proper sanitation, proper town planning, proper enlightenment of citizens to keep the city neat all the time. You can see the landscaping, how beautiful these story buildings all clustered around this place. This is only what you can get in the southeast of Nigeria. To show you how well development have spread across all these axes. So keep on as we continue on this our tour. Also, as you can see by the left hand side of this second Niger bridge, you can see this vast plots of land that have not been explored, they have not been cultivated for agriculture, or they have not been built on for any reason. So I keep wondering what happened to this other part of this environment. Looking at this side, you can see mass development in this part of this area. There are a lot of people clustering to buy land. People buying land, and here you even see a lot of people fighting for properties over this area. But coming to this side, here is left empty. Even agricultural activities haven't been carried on this part. So this is irony of life. This is the things you find in Nigeria, where one side is being sought after, the battles, just own properties in those parts, but here being empty, nobody's even cultivating here, no agricultural activities being carried out in this place. So these are the kind of things that make me wonder what's actually happening in our country, Nigeria. Okay, look at this region. Not even agricultural activities going on this environment. Wow, see lands, plots of lands left, but I can't tell if these lands are without owners. I think people must have bought these places because here will be highly sought after. But my problem is, why haven't any development been done on these plots of land? Why haven't anyone come to farm in these plots of land? So these are questions I'm asking. So approaching Asaba, I think we are getting close to Asaba. You can see how these huge high-rise buildings are littered around this left side. So I keep wondering, why didn't this development come to this other end? Why did the development stop over there? Don't worry, we'll go closer and get a better view of the buildings that littered around these areas. So I think we are approaching Asaba at this point. We don't really know, but let's keep moving and see where we are at the moment. But you can see how development stopped at that axis, with this place devoid of development or any infrastructural presence on this part of this environment. You can also see this second Niger bridge looking beautiful, looking serene, looking wide for motorists to enjoy a smooth ride. So let's keep going on this our journey. So you can see how infrastructural development went from not being in this part of these areas to having them much or clustered in this area. So we just hope that as this infrastructural development is in this area, with time it will spread across this side. Or better still, people can still use all these vast areas of land to cultivate, to boost agricultural produce in the southeastern part of Nigeria. So as this will reduce our dependence in the northern part, because I don't see any reason why we have this area mass of land and still no agricultural activities going on. Must it be every land that will be used for estate development or building of house? No. If we can actually make, okay, let's say this side to be for development of properties, residential buildings and the rest of them, then we concentrate on places like this, use it to create agricultural produce for our sustenance, to feed our nation. It will be better, not everywhere being buildings. If not, we are destroying our ecosystem. So at this point, I think we are approaching Asaba. As you can see, the lekki bridge that connects Onitsha to Asaba. But before we get there, we just want to admire this little river flowing through these places. Just admire nature. And I think some of these little waters have fishes by the side. You can see how it's flowing with a lot of residential building by the side. This is part of the natural aspect of Nigeria a lot of people don't see, and this is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. You can see where that water is flowing out, connecting to other parts of the water, and I love as there's ways for this water to flow easily. So let's see, continue on this our tour. Meet the bridge that we'll be anticipating. You can see we are getting close to the bridge that links Onicha to Asaba. I'm so excited that I'm finally coming close to this point. Wow, I'm anticipating. So anticipate with me as we continue on this tour. So as we are getting close to this point, there's a lot of things I observed in this location. You can see that this place is moving from a place of, from previously region of high residential buildings to industrial buildings. You can see a lot of industry located along this region. Unlike where we are coming, we observe a lot of residential buildings. Although residential buildings are also seen here, but I think we are moving from more residential buildings to industrial building. You can see the change as it's changing. You can see more industrial building located along this place. And let's continue as we unfold. Let's continue to see the major differences in these places. Still on the journey, like I told you, we have moved from areas of high residential buildings to industrial buildings, because now we are getting close to this linking bridge that links Onicha to Asaba. So you can see more of industrial buildings located in this region. And the kind of vehicles we tend to see now are just heavy duty vehicles carrying out their interstate logistics to different parts of the country. Maybe items or commodities coming from the southeast going to the southwest, and you see the ones coming from the southwest also going to the southeast, to show you how important this road is in the geography of Nigeria. So kudos to the federal government. Wow, we can see the tunnels in this place. If you fall inside this tunnel, very gigantic tunnels. So you can see how vehicles are speeding in this road because of how spacious the road seems. So let's continue as we enjoy this amazing scenery. You can see industries all located along this boundary. So my people, we are finally at the part we anticipated, Asaba. So let's go as we cross this bridge. Follow me, let's cross this on this exciting journey as we cross this bridge. You can see the scenery as we are approaching, and as we are about to cross this bridge. It's something to admire, it's something to cherish, something to show you that Nigeria is a very beautiful country. Forget our bad politicians and the rest of them. Nigeria is a wonderful place to live. Nigeria is a wonderful place to stay and carry out your businesses. So let's continue as we admire this beautiful scenery of Nigeria, Asaba. Here we come. So at this point, when you cross this bridge from Onitsha, just know that you have left the southeast part of Nigeria, going to the south-south axis of Nigeria. While if you are coming from the southwest of Nigeria, and once you cross this bridge, you just know that you've come down to the southeastern part of Nigeria. And one amazing thing about the view I'm getting here is that from here now you can see the first Niger bridge, which is the bridge that was being utilized before the construction of this second Niger bridge. So from here we can get a view of the first Niger bridge, which you can see here. So let me zoom it for you guys. You can see the first Niger bridge, which a lot of people are no longer utilizing again. Okay, I can still see vehicular movement around that axis on the first Niger bridge. So using that first Niger bridge also depends on how fast or the part of this country you are going to. So but a lot of people like using the second Niger bridge because of how mundane it is and the standard of this bridge. So this is a more vivid view of this location. So whenever you are coming into the southeast, like for those traveling in December, this joy you get once you are approaching this part, or once you are crossing this part, the joy it gives you that you've actually arrived to homeland, to motherland, to your destination. I tell you, if you are coming from the southwest and you've not passed any of this bridge, if you ask the driver where exactly is it taking you to, because by the time you cross this bridge, you can finally beat your chest and say, voila, you've arrived the southeast of Nigeria. So you can see the amazing view, amazing scenery of two bridges that are significantly important and play a historical and geographical importance to the southeast region. So this is the second Niger bridge. An interesting experience crossing the second Niger bridge. This is one experience you ever want to have in your life, crossing this beautiful bridge that separates the southwest from the southeast of Nigeria. So let's also have another look at the first Niger bridge. For me, I would say I prefer this second Niger bridge because the first Niger bridge is kind of scary for me. So you can see crossing over there now, you get to Asaba. So let's see if we can cross over to Asaba. Aspect of this river, so you can see how beautiful this place is actually looking and the importance the second Niger bridge plays in the history of Nigeria. We also move over to the other side of the bridge to also bring for you people an amazing view of this all-important bridge in Nigeria. So you can see how beautiful this is looking. With fishermen navigating their way. Admire how beautiful Nigeria look. These are just amazing sceneries you get in Nigeria. You can see persons who excavate sand You can see the array of buildings that carry out or being done in this Onitsha aspect of this river. So looking at this place now, we have Onitsha. Why looking at this side, we can see this is Asaba in Delta State. Why this side is Onitsha in Anambra State. So you can see a major river that divides two economically important zones in Nigeria. So let's just admire this beautiful Niger River. Let's just admire the amazing technology used in building this bridge. The details in this concentration is top notch, and I bet you this bridge will stand for a long time, if not vandalized by vandals. Because the technology used in building this bridge is quite amazing, solid, and gives 100 over 100.